today. It's about 220 people in Fredericton living rough, give or take. I know the numbers vary, but that's about the number. So we clearly need more of that supportive type of housing. I think social development will often say everyone that can be housed on their own has been housed. We now need housing supports in place. We advocate constantly. We're at the table constantly. We put our energy and our money of this, and as far as supporting the Oak Center, the John Howard. We provide our the aquatic center every year. It comes out of the full shelter that is run by the Fredericton Homeless Shelters. One's here today, so we're there at the table, and we will continue to be. I do believe, though, that bringing that conversation into the community task force will make that the dialogue will be even more robust. I think we'll be able to it will show how interconnected all it is. Because we've been doing that work, and we've been doing the community safety work. I think it's now time to bring the work together because they're so closely linked.
One more?
Sure, we'll take one final question.
Thank you so much for this meeting. It's been very informative, and it's nice to have this format. I just have an additional question, I guess, to the person sitting next to me. More about, we're probably talking more about reacting to the problem right now, but like you're saying, the prevention. Not so much the living rough people, but preventing people to get in that cycle. And I keep thinking, we don't have enough social housing, not enough transitional housing. You hear of people, we run into homeless people sometimes that are pushing the cars or whatever. They had a job, they got injured, couldn't work, lost their home, and then life becomes hopeless, and then oftentimes addiction follows. So to me, it seems so important that we take the social housing and transitional housing piece very seriously and start really investing in it. And I know you keep hearing about people talking about affordable housing, but I'm not talking about affordable housing. I'm talking about the type of housing we used to have. It was the CNHC type stuff, where people that don't have a big income can have a place to live. So I just wonder, I just really hope that the city's gonna, be serious about addressing that particular part of it.
Well, we're extremely serious. We're often the convener of those conversations. It's not the work that that a local government does, as far as building the housing, and not in New Brunswick. But we work with our provincial partners, housing and MD. We have an allotment of public housing. They're now back in the business of building housing. Fredericton has an allotment of 80 units. They have not all been filled. 24 so far come our way in public housing. We're now asking that the remainder, or a chunk of the remainder, be supportive housing, whether that be transition, secondary housing, whatever that is. So we advocate for all of those things. We're at the table with really willing partners. Like at the fact we have the Premier with us and the Minister of Social Development with us on Saturday afternoon at a community meeting. Like I don't know how much more we could possibly want. We have really supportive partners here. We have assistant deputy minister. These people aren't here because they don't care. They care and they want to be part of it. And we're all the more we work on this, the more we realize again, it's this potluck. What are we all bringing? We received federal funding. The city of Fredericton applied for federal funding. CMHC isn't in the game the way that it used to be. It's in the game, the feds are in it in a different way. They give money. We received $10.3 million in housing accelerator fund. We've received $5 million before in rapid housing initiative. That money is being given to Fredericton because they see we're being sincere. A lot of cities applied, they didn't get it. We get it because we're there at the table and we're doing the work. They see that, we've been given the money, and we are trying to make that money available for all different types of housing. And some of it is to go towards the housing for the folks you guys are talking about. And that we know will also make a difference in this community safety work that we're doing. So we're there. And I won't allow anyone to say we're not. Fredericton is there big time. I work with the other mayors of the other cities in our province and across the country. Fredericton is very much there, and it's being acknowledged, and that's why we're receiving that funding.
People just need to hear more about that.
I know, and I know this gets to that. We are challenged. We do our best with our communications, and we are trying to be as robust as we can and get that information out there. We need partners to help us, and we need all of you to help spread the information. Gone are the days of the daily cleanup coming every morning, where we're all on literally the same page reading the news. It's not like that. We need to share this kind of information with each other.
Yeah, we can wrap up, but, and I know there's a quick question here, but, okay.
Can something maybe be posted on the city website about like
What's that?
like civilian help for the community safety and volunteers and this maybe?
Okay, so how it's happened, that we're keeping the task force small and tight so we can get stuff done. And we're reaching out into so the 2 community meetings, the information we're going to gather, so I'm going to have a chance to look at stickies on before we will meet.
Engagement.
Yes, yeah. So this is part of the way we're going to get information. Another way is through our Engage Fredericton website. We want people to go onto the website and also weigh in to the task force. And
I guess my question was, if you're going to increase policing in the downtown, how do you prevent that from just spilling out into the neighborhoods where you live? What's the strategy there?
this is a police chief.
And that's a great question because it's displacement, and we have to be very careful about displacement, which ties back to the absolute importance and need for this task force. I think in addressing, all of the issues associated with this, we have to be careful that whatever options we come up with to resolve, it can't be displacement, and it's taking place right now to everybody's frustration. Even the CSSU, I don't want to speak for Brad Cameron's team, but you can well imagine, I don't think I'm saying anything that people don't know. You can go to one business, have that polite, professional conversation, be effective in perhaps moving somebody along. They walk a block down the street and they take up residence in a new area, only for the CSSU to have to come by 15 minutes later and ask them to move. So part and parcel of our next steps have to be taking displacement into account and making sure that we don't create issues by solving others. Anything else on that?
That's about it. Thank you very much for this part. We are going to stay around so we can